Hey everybody, what's going on? Your host AMF1534 here. Welcome to Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, one of my favorite racing games ever in the history of my human existence, and quite possibly the best racing simulator that has ever existed in the spectrum of gaming ever. Now I know that some will probably think that's a bit of a bold statement, but I'm sticking with it all the way. So here we go, my friends. Grab yourselves a pallet of popcorn, strap yourself in for the ride, and let's get going, because this very easily is going to be the longest Let's Play series that I have ever done, ever in my career, because this game is so vast in every conceivable way possible that for me to get this done in anything less than 100 videos would be completely impossible. Now, I'm sure that at least a couple of my viewers are going to be like, hey Adam, what's so cool about Gran Turismo 2? What's so awesome about it? Well, there's a lot of things that are awesome about this game that I'm going to outline a little bit of before I get started in this game in any fashion. So for those of you that don't want to stick around for that, I'm going to toss you a little annotation on the screen that you can click on that will fast forward you right straight to the action. So if you want to do that, go right ahead. I don't blame you. But if you want to stick around and listen to my little opening blurb here, by all means, go right ahead. You're more than welcome to do that. So here we go. Why is Gran Turismo 2 so awesome? Well, here we go. The presentation, we can start with that. Presentation is a key thing here. What they could have done with this opening hub thing here on the main menu screen is they could have done the same thing they did on the opening screen of this game and made it in list form, but that would have been really boring, and I'm really glad they didn't. They did it this way, and they made it very easy to navigate and access things. It's very easily presentable. It's, you know, very straightforward. I enjoy that. There's a lot of icons and everything that makes things easy to identify. It's a very simple thing there. I won't dive into that too much. Another big thing about this game, the music is awesome. It's very easy on the ears. It's not really frenetic and out of control, which I don't have a problem with that if it suits the game, but for this type of game it kind of demands a different type of music set, and I like that. But I think my favorite thing about this game, amongst anything else, is that for you to even be able to progress in this game whatsoever in any fashion, you actually have to physically take a driver's license test. You actually have to obtain all 5 of these licenses in order to complete the game in its entirety. So, and they vary in difficulty, International A being the hardest one to obtain in this game, and obviously B license would be the easiest one. So it's fun. They vary in difficulty. None of them are impossible, but it's a nice challenge. It's fun because in order for you to do the hardest tournaments in this game, it requires that you have the best license, and I think that's really cool. And just doing those license tests for people that are brand new to this game, it's a really good way to kind of help you learn how to play with different levels of cars. They won't just have you, out there with the best stuff or the worst stuff. They'll give you a little bit of both, and it's really cool. So now on to other things here. The biggest thing about this game, there is an absolute shit ton of cars in this game. Like, there is an absolute ass pallets worth of cars in this game, and I'll explore that a little bit, which is another prime reason why I'm really happy that they didn't do this game in list format, where they just have everything like, top down, because that would have made this an absolute shitstorm to locate things, and it would have been really jumbled and just a total mess. So what they decided to do instead is they separated things into cities. So here we go. Here's South City. South City is where they got all the American brands, or at least some of them, not all of them necessarily. The good old-fashioned American muscle. We'll be dealing with some of that stuff later. So then we got West City over here. That's going to be home to all the Italian and French cars. A lot of nice luxury cars in here. Some cool like sports cars and such. North City is definitely the largest city in this game. It's devoted all to German and British cars. A lot of really classy, sporty cars in here. A lot of really old day brands in here, like I'm not going to get into it. Like Aston Martin over there is one that I can think of. It's like all like the James Bond movies and such. And then my personal favorite, East City. That's all Japanese cars. It's my favorite area of the game, and I'll explain that for a couple reasons. Mainly, the menu music for that area is my favorite music piece in the whole game. I'll let you listen to it real quick here. See what I'm saying? It's great music. It's really light and just very chill and relaxed. So enough of my little joygasm I'm having here. Let's get back to business. So not only do, all these brands have a lineup of cars that you can buy, but specifically in East, I keep forgetting the S, I got like a speech impediment or something, who knows. The thing about East City is that this is the only city in the entire game that has, that each one of these brands, with the exception of one of them down there, they also have a used car lineup where you can go through, if you're strapped for cash and you're trying to get a car for a certain, set of races that you need to do, you can go through here and they have, they have cheaper value ones that you can get, and they're obviously ones that have been used, of varying quality, and there's a million models in different years and all this stuff. It's crazy. So what we're going to be doing here in a couple of minutes is we'll buy our first car and get that out of the way, but we'll dive into this a little bit. So you pick a car like this one, for instance, and it gives you all the specifications, the year, model of it, the color, how many, like the horsepower, like all the separate little ins and outs of it. Here's the rest of the specs that you can go into here. It shows you like the weight and the length and all that crazy stuff for the people that are really into that sort of thing. And every car in this game has a little informational blurb like this. This is what I'm talking about when I'm saying this game is insanely detailed. It gives you all these things that that you can use for people that are looking to get into cars big time. This is a great way to do it. Now, after you buy a car, say you bought a car, you want to tune it up. For each respective car manufacturer, they have a little garage here that you can take your car in there. You can you can upgrade your parts. Put in like a turbo kit, or mess with the engine. Anything that you can do to make your car better. That's the way to do it there. A lot of these manufacturers will have special edition cars, like this one, for instance. They usually cost you ungodly amounts of money, and they're usually like sporty cars that have really high horsepower, and they're ones that you would use towards the end game stuff. Or there's certain ones that you actually can't even buy, like you actually have to physically get them as a gift from winning like a really top end like championship tournament or something. And then a lot of these like manufacturers or brands or whatever you want to call them will also have special events inside their own deal here, where they're like their model specific ones. So like the March, for instance, the March trophy, you can only do it with a Nissan March. There are no other cars available there, and there's no license required, which is nice. The other thing about this game is that they won't necessarily make it so that you actually have to have a license. They'll make some things that you can, if you want instant action, you can just go right out and do it. So that's another cool thing about it. So, one more thing to outline real quick here. We already outlined the license deal and the cars and the everything else, where they're at. We have things like the car wash. It's kind of self-explanatory. It's not really that important. It's kind of a aesthetics thing only. Wheel shop, you can buy new rims for your wheels. Machine test, you can do various tests on your car to see how it performs in certain conditions and make sure you can tweak it the way you want. And then there's the racing part of it. There are just insanely large amounts of races in this game, and that's another spectacular facet of this, is that there's literally a race for everything. I mean, we got a couple of free ones here that you can just throw yourself out there for beginners, and then they have certain specifications for that certain requirements that your car has to meet in order to be able to participate in it. Certain licenses you have to have obtained. Some of these cars, they'll put you on certain horsepower limitations to make it more competitive, so you can't just overpower the competition by having insanely large amounts of HP. So there's a lot of things that make this game innovative. It makes it challenging. It's not just load up your car with all the upgrades you can get and then you'll just destroy everybody. It's a little bit further in depth than that. And then they'll give you there's something for everything. They got luxury cars, 80s sports cars, muscle cars, championship stuff. I mean, you name it, it's there for sure. And they have this cool navigation thing up there. Like when you get way into a menu like this and you have to hit back a million times, you can either go down to this bottom one here and that'll take you all the way out, or you can do this thing up here, this little shortcut bar. They got the status thing up here that'll show you, the value of all the cars you own, how many cars you have, percentage of the game done, all that stuff. This will take you straight back to the racing screen. This will take you to your garage where you can switch cars and all that jazz. This will take you back to the main menu hub. So we'll go down here. This will take you back out to the front. Endurance races, I won't be doing those for quite a while, just because, like the name says, they're all insanely long races. The only two that I'd be doing at anywhere near the beginning of this would be Trial Mountain, because that one's not as long, Grand Valley, and maybe like the Seattle circuit. Those ones are probably the easiest of this group of races. But the prizes for this are awesome. You get a lot of money. They give you really cool cars, or a really cool car if you win. So pretty cool stuff right there. The Gran Turismo League is pretty much the cream of the crop there. That's all the really hard shit. So we'll be dealing with that probably last. That's kind of the end game section. And then there's also Rally, which it's really hard to obtain rally cars in this game, so we won't really be dealing with that too much until later on, until we get one as like a prize or something. So there's the garage there. I didn't mean to go there. That was my bad. Okay, so for those of you that that fast forward, that you hit the little fast forward button to take you here, let's get started. Let's go out and buy ourselves our very first car, and then we'll start tackling the B license, the standard B license, and then that'll be about all the time we have for this episode. So here we go. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go over to Nissan here, and we'll go to their used set here. There's the other great thing about this game is that there's no like clear-cut way of how to play it. You are in complete control about everything that you do. Whatever car you use is entirely up to you. So here we go. We're going to take this one, the Skyline GTS Type M. 1991 edition, 212 horsepower is a great way to start. Nice, good, fast car. That'll help us out a little bit. It is rear-wheel drive though, so the handling is a little bit sketchy. But I'm really good at racing games, so it's something that it's not really that big of a deal for me. The car that we just bought isn't going to have any bearing on this license test, so don't worry about it. They'll actually provide you the car, and they'll tell you exactly what you have to do in order to get this. They have different medals that you can earn depending on how long it takes you to complete these things. If you get all gold in every one of these, in each one of these 10 little deals here, then you'll get a special car out of it. But I'm not planning on that whatsoever because those are difficult. Okay, now I can breathe. I've been talking up a damn storm here for a while. So this one we have to do is we need to go straight down to the end of this and then, park the car in the checkered thingamabob at the end, and then all will be good in the world. So let's check it out. This car is so slow, my dear God. Like, I can imagine the guy sitting in the car right now, like with his foot all the way down to the floor, and yet he's like still only going 75 miles an hour. Like, this thing accelerates slower. I've seen paint dry faster than this. So here we go. Ooh, I think I may have overdone it there. Oh God. Okay, that was too close for comfort. I need to be a little bit better about that. So if you go over the limit there, then they'll just have you do it over again. There's not like a penalty where you lose money if you don't get it, so don't worry about it. Yes, my name is Adam, for those of you that don't know. So if you didn't know that, well, now you know. Knowing's half the battle. So this one is going to be the same deal. They're just giving us a faster car to do it with, which I'm totally okay with that. I always thought the body style of Fiats were weird. I mean, this is obviously not the ones that you find in the U.S. I don't think that they have Fiat coupes in the U.S., but I don't know, the rear lights there, the back lights, I'm not digging that so much. It's really awkward looking. So let's get down there. This game has kind of a limited soundtrack. There's not a whole lot to offer in here, but some of the songs are cool. Come on, baby! Come on, baby! There we go. So yeah, once we get done with the B license here, then we'll be out of time for this one. But we'll start up some of the racing in the next episode, so that'll be cool. They'll give us an even faster car. Yeah, this actually is the newer version of the car that we just bought, so that'll be cool. Kind of give you a little bit of an idea of what we're getting ourselves into. This one, however, though, is a little bit harder to gauge where to stop. I may not get this one on the first try. I always fuck it up with this one. You gotta stop it like right before the 900 sign, if I'm not mistaken. Like right about there. Oh, that's perfect! Yeah! I don't know how I didn't get gold for that, but whatever. I'll take a silver, no biggie. Yeah, do keep in mind, though, the only way you can get the special cars for winning this is if you get all gold trophies on every one of them, so just keep that in mind. Oh, this one's kind of fun. You go in a big circle. So, it's all about, not going in the grass. If you get all 4 of your tires in the grass, then you automatically fail. So you can get like a couple tires in there as long as your whole car's not in there. That's pretty much the key, the big point of this. Now, I assure you, you will never be doing a race on a track that's like that. Oh, I was so close to getting a gold. Damn it. I will get a couple of golds in this, I'm sure, but, you know, they're not making it easy on me. A lot of the ones in this one, it's very easy. They give you the same test, like, 2 or 3 times for each. We'll be buying one of these cars a little bit later, Subaru Impreza WRX edition. When we do one of our endurance races, this will be the car that we're doing it with. So, you know, remember this car as you will be seeing it. It's a great, great, awesome 4-wheel drive car. The shit will hit the fan, and we'll be making some big, big progress when that comes into play later. So, oh man, I need to take a drink of water. My throat is just raw as it gets right now from all the talking I've been doing. Ooh, we got the gold right there. Sweet. Okay, I knew I'd get one eventually. That's usually always one that I'm pretty good at. It's all about hugging the inside line for that. So, oh god, not another Mazda Demio. These cars are so godforsakenly slow. Like, I feel bad for people that ever owned one of these. I'm sure it's like a great family car or whatever, but they're just so slow. Okay, follow the old yellow brick road here, literally. I mean, we're actually doing that. And that'll kind of be your ticket for probably the faster way to complete this, but you don't necessarily have to. I mean, that's just kind of it's the guide. I wish that all the levels would have one of these, but you know, no big deal, no big deal. There's that. We only got a couple left, and then we'll actually have our B license. But like I said, it's not required that you need this license before you can start anything in the game. You can go on out and do whatever you need to do. Ah! God, I forgot this one started me out already. Throwing me out there. There we go. I know so many people that have this same car. Like, this is like, it's like the popular choice on kids that live in my city for, like, you know, like the weird, like, douchebag kids that like to tune up their cars and, you know, race it downtown and be like, oh my god, look at me, I've got the fast car, blah blah blah, even though it's not really that fast. And they always, you know, give it, like, they always put, like, cherry bombs and shit on it where it makes it sound like it's farting and all that crap. It's like, dude, like, why can't people get different models of cars to do this with? Like, I swear, there are, like, out of the 100 and whatever thousand people there are in Salem, there's gotta be at least, like, 100,000 kids that have this same car. Either one of these, sorry about that, either one of these or like the Honda hatchbacks. My god, I can't even tell you how many kids I see that have those. Just like, why? Why those two models? There are like a million cars out there that are cool that you can do the same thing with. What's the big deal? Ooh, a Ford Cougar. Nice. The old Xavier Cougat. Do keep in mind, this is 1999 standards, by the way, so, I mean, the graphics are actually pretty decent, but, I mean, you're not going to be finding a lot of, you know, new cars in here by that standard because this is 1999. Come on, baby. There we go. You will be seeing this test a couple of times, as I think we'll be doing similar ones in some of the other tests, so, yeah. Be ready. These do get a little bit monotonous. I will admit that they are a little bit the same thing over and over again. But repetition builds perfection. So, okay, here's the final piece of the old B license puzzle. So we get to do this again. They're just giving us a quick start instead of having us do it the other way. Yeah, might actually get through this thing unscathed for once. I usually always make a stupid ass mistake somewhere, so I'm really glad that I haven't done that yet. This song always bothers me, with the guy in the back. Another silver. Silva. Well, there we go, my friends. We have just completed the B license test. We now have one of those in our grasp. Let's save the game right here. So we'll do that. We'll start saving. The only thing I don't like about saving the game with these is that, you know, it takes forever. Well, that's okay. It's a PS1. Everything saved slow back in those days, so no biggie. Alright, so this guy's doing his business here. So we have run out of time for this particular episode, so when we come back next time on Let's Play Gran Turismo 2, we're actually going to start racing. I reckon the one that we're going to do first, whenever we decide to get back out there. Let's go check it out here. I'll give you a little bit of a sneak peek. We're going to go into the special events and do the Sunday Cup. So that's what we're doing next time, guys. This is your host, AMF1534, saying thank you guys for stopping by for this episode, and we're going to have fun. So you guys take care, and I'll see you later. Bye.